The stormy night outside seemed like the perfect time to stay in bed and hide under the covers, but Dr. Jekyll was not one to be intimidated by the weather. As a scientist and a man of reason, he was more focused on finding a way to contain the darkness in his study, surrounded by scientific equipment and experiments. However, as the storm raged on, he knew it was only a matter of time before the darkness broke free. He sat in his study, surrounded by beakers and flasks and all manner of scientific equipment. The wind howled outside, and the rain pounded against the windows, but Dr. Jekyll was too focused on his work to notice. He had been working on a potion that would unlock the secrets of the human mind and unleash the hidden desires that lurked within. And finally, after months of tireless work, he had succeeded. He mixed the potion and drank it down, and at first, nothing happened. But then, something began to change. He could feel it, a dark and twisted energy coursing through his veins, a power beyond anything he had ever known. It was a feeling unlike anything he had ever experienced, and it filled him with a sense of terror and exhilaration all at once. And then, it was over. The transformation was complete. He was no longer Dr. Jekyll, but Mr. Hyde, a monstrous creature with an insatiable thirst for power and pleasure. He looked down at his hands and saw that they had become twisted and claw-like, and his face had contorted into a grotesque snarl. As the years passed, Mr. Hyde became more and more powerful, and Dr. Jekyll became nothing more than a distant memory. He roamed the streets of London at night, a shadow in the darkness, a being beyond the reach of the law. He reveled in the power and freedom that came with being Mr. Hyde, but he knew that it couldn't last forever. Eventually, he would have to pay the price for his sins. And then, one fateful night, Mr. Hyde met his end. He was caught by the authorities and brought to justice, but even in death, he remained a mystery. For nobody knew the true identity of Mr. Hyde, or the horrors that he had unleashed upon the world. The story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde lives on, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unlocking the hidden desires of the human soul. For those who dare to tamper with the mysteries of the mind, the consequences can be terrifying, and the end is always the same, a descent into darkness and madness.